From AccuWeather.com, this is AccuWeather Daily, a brief host-read article. It's weather news in a nutshell. Well, meteorological spring begins on Sunday, but that will not stop winter from making yet another comeback from the Midwest to the Northeast. Multiple storms bringing rounds of snow, ice, and rain will impact about 120 million folks through the middle of next week. A swath of snow will extend from Montana to southern Michigan. Milwaukee and Madison, Wisconsin, as well as Minneapolis, Minnesota, are forecast to pick up to about 3 inches from the weak system. A large area of warm air will hang on for one more day in the Ohio Valley and briefly extend into the Northeast on Saturday. Combined with late February sunshine, it may feel even warmer than the projected highs in the 40s, 50s, and even 60s in some areas. However, the brief taste of spring will not last. Arctic air is surging across Canada and is forecast to sweep southeastward over the weekend, reaching the upper Midwest Saturday and then the Northeast on Sunday. How far south the Arctic front pushes will determine how far north snow and mixed precipitation extend with the next storm. Snow, ice, and rain will spread from the central portions of the Mississippi and Ohio valleys on Sunday to parts of the Atlantic seaboard on Monday. The Arctic air will help create a larger zone of snow and ice. The Sunday to Monday storm will have more moisture to work with than the storms that followed the recent blizzard, making it more capable of producing upwards of 6 inches of snow. However, the storm's weak nature is likely to prevent much heavier snow accumulations. Midwest cities most likely to get enough snow to shovel and plow include Springfield, Illinois, and Dayton, Ohio, and Indianapolis. Another small bubble of snow is likely for the mountains of West Virginia and perhaps parts of western Virginia. Wintry travel is likely along much of Interstate 70 from Missouri to just west of Pittsburgh from Sunday into Monday morning. In areas east of the mountains in Pennsylvania, Maryland, northern parts of Virginia, Delaware, and southern New Jersey, where snow or a wintry mix becomes intermittent from midday into Monday morning, precipitation may melt on treated roads. In much of this zone, accumulations of a coating to an inch are likely, mainly on non-paved surfaces. Secondary roads and sidewalks may still be slippery, and motorists should expect wintry conditions for the Monday morning drive in the Appalachians and the Piedmont areas, as well as in the Shenandoah Valley of Virginia. A larger storm will affect parts of the Midwest and the Northeast from Tuesday to Wednesday, overlapping with lingering snow, ice, and rain from Monday's system in parts of the Northeast. This next storm will spread snow and a wintry mix farther north, including parts of the Great Lakes and the Northeast on Tuesday. AccuWeather's Matt Benz said that a key to the storm from Tuesday to Wednesday will be the Arctic high-pressure area, which will be moving off the mid-Atlantic coast rather than holding its ground. Southerly breezes will allow a swift warm-up so that snow and ice quickly transition to rain in most areas over the mid-Atlantic and New England from Tuesday into Wednesday. Since there is still a significant amount of ice on some streams and rivers, the high temps and rain will tend to break it up. Where the ice jams up, there is a risk of rapid rises in water levels above the jams and then below where the jams break. Some unprotected areas along flood-prone streams and rivers could be at risk. With a massive amount of snow still on the ground, including large piles in urban areas from Philadelphia to New York City, Boston, and Providence, Rhode Island, urban flooding is likely from Tuesday to Wednesday as rain combines with melting snow. Clearing storm drains ahead of the storm may help reduce the risk of deep flooding in city streets. Now, another problem that may impact ground and air travel in parts of the Midwest and the Northeast with the upcoming storms will be areas of fog. Anytime warmer, moist air flows over cold ground or snow cover, fog may form and could become locally dense. Well, turning now to some good news that came out of the recent blizzard. On Monday, a snowplow operator in New York rescued 2 dogs lost in the storm. A video captured by the snowplow driver, Kenny McGowan, showed 2 dogs running through the snow on westbound Sunrise Highway near the town hall of Babylon. McGowan followed the dogs for about a mile, fearful that a driver blinded by the whiteout conditions would hit them. He called a friend who responded to the scene with a leash. As soon as he was able, McGowan positioned his plow to block traffic so they could retrieve the dogs. Several Good Samaritans assisted as well, and a family had a blanket to wrap them up in. The dogs warmed up on a snowplow truck and were transported to the Babylon Animal Shelter. Staff found one of the dogs had a microchip, and they were able to locate the owners. The dogs, named Harper and Heidi, have been returned home safe and sound, and as McGowan said, it could have been a tragedy. The number of people who stopped to help shows that people really do care. That's all for now. You can find more regional forecasts and science-based articles at AccuWeather.com, and for your local forecast at your fingertips, download the AccuWeather app. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Be safe. I'll be back on Monday with more from AccuWeather.